Greetings everyone, my name is Flair Blitz and welcome back to the slaughterhouse of Our Wonderland. No, that's what it's literally called, the slaughterhouse of Our Wonderland. So I push forward and into the darkness, one hand on the wall like some kind of guardrail into the unknown. The first thing I notice is the smell. It is delicious. It makes my nose twitch, curl upwards. I don't even know how to describe it. Like a stew that's been on the pot for too long and everything's starting to congeal. The further I walk, the stronger it gets, and plugging my nose doesn't help. I would say breathe in so much that you go nose blind. It's in my lungs now, going back up through my mouth like a damp towel on my tongue. I stop for a moment. It's starting to make me dizzy, but I wipe the clammy film of sweat from my forehead and neck and keep going. Lighter, brighter, hotter. Okay, now the smell seems practically solidified and sticking to my skin. I'm going to need a long bath after this, several of them. It's heavy in the air, pregnant in the droplets of moisture suspended in the wall of heat and dripping from the walls. Lighter, brighter, hotter again. My head's starting to spin, but I can see the tunnel open up just ahead. One step, two step. The room beyond starts to take shape, large and filled with steam. Two steps. Low flickering lights dance almost red across the dark stone walls. Ooh. Then out into the expanse, out onto a balcony overlooking a cave of steam. Is that lava? The smell hits me like a punch to the guts and I feel myself start to retch. But even the smell doesn't compare to what I see when I look out over the edge and into the room below. Whoa, cauldrons! What kind of witch's facility is this, behemoth? Cauldrons? I have no idea, but they're huge and round and filled to the brim with thick red boiling sup. More and more of them, filling up the whole room, bubbling, churning, roiling, and emitting thick clouds of greasy steam that twist and coil in the air above. Only have to wonder for a split second what's in the cauldrons before I see it. Human remains? An arm. A human arm. Protruding from the boiling muck and hanging limp over the side, red, swollen and blistered. I reel back. I can't breathe. Can't think. My body feels numb. The goddamn hell? My gaze jumps from cauldron to cauldron, and I see more. Naked backsides bobbing up and down. And I don't think that is a sentence I've never said in my life before. An errant hand or foot sticking out above the frothy soup, if you can call it that. Long dark hair curling in water. So is this what all are meant by the meat being fresh? My knees nearly give, and I have to lean hard against the railing to keep from crumpling to the floor. This is my slaughterhouse. Is that Autumn? I spin around, heart beating out of my chest. Autumn standing at the entrance to the tunnel, his hands spread wide in a show of pride. Though some might prefer abattoir, a bit fancier, wouldn't you say? I don't know how to pronounce that. I step back against the railing, hands grasping at the cold stone. What are you? I can't seem to form words. My tongue feels about 10 times its normal size. Blah. I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious. He takes a step forward, rubbing at his chin. I need to feed my people somehow. And I also need to deal with the rabble-rousers. Why not kill two birds with one stone? So you kill anybody that defies you and then feed your guests the remains of those? No wonder you have so many criminals, because you keep feeding them the brain cells of those that recently committed crimes. You can't eat people, so yeah, this is mention of cannibalism, I finally managed. You certainly didn't seem to have a problem with it earlier tonight. But you didn't even tell us what kind of meat that is. My pupils shrink in their sockets as my blood runs cold. I think back to our meal in the ballroom, of the seeming roasts, the meat pies, the bacon, wrapped asparagus. Was it just meant to look like bacon? Bile rises to the back of my throat. I even heard the sound effect as well. Before I can stop it, I'm lurching forward and spinning the contents of my stomach out on the floor. Orlin watches in disconcern. Disconcern? Once the convulsions in my stomach stop, I rise back up shakily, vomit dripping from my lips and down my chin. You're sick. I cringe and bring a hand up to cover my mouth. Well, you know what they say about glass houses. What do they say about glass houses? Are they made of green paint? Nah. Orlin saunters over to the railing to look down on his house of horrors. The flickering lights color his face red in the steam. You know, I was going to leave you out of this. This is a matter between me and him, after all. You mean our best friend Genzu? But, well, you had to go snooping and find this place. And I'm afraid that just won't do. Kings need some of their secrets to stay just that. Secret. He turns towards me with a playful smile. I take a step backwards, 1,000 alarm bells go off in my head. Where's Genzu? Probably just waking up, I would imagine. I twist towards the railing, eyes searching the room frantically. Yeah, he didn't even specify where he was waking up from. Either in his bedroom or from somewhere in here. And then I see him, far off to the right and lying on the floor surrounded by a circle of guards. Genzu! I screech. Orlin begins walking towards me and I spin around in a panic. Dude, of course we're not going to try and plead with Orlin. That's a stupid thing to do. My fight or flight mode kicks in. I need to get away, and right now the stairs leading down into the room seems like the only way to go. I dash towards them, only see a trio of guards already at the bottom and making their way up. A load of curse words. I step backwards, slowly. Whoop. But Orlin's standing right behind me now, thinking he's some kind of monarch among us. You know, it's really a shame, because I did always like you, Iggy. His smile is too wide, just like it was with our previous friend, taking up his whole face. Just like our previous friend. In fact, in another life, we might have even been good friends. I might even you be a second in command. I wonder how things would have turned out then. Oh. Another group of rabbit guards move behind him. I'm trapped on either side. My lips, my jaw, even my eyes feel like they're quivering, quaking, fluttering in time with my racing heart. But I suppose now we'll never know. Something hits me from behind and I go out in a light, like a light, sorry. Oh, it's one of those rabbits, I suppose. Do we end up in the cauldron just like with Genzu? We probably did. I don't think pleading would have done any better either. I feel like pleading with him would just allow him to throw us into the cauldron. The first thing I feel when I begin to come to is something clenching itself around me. Tight. That's no good, followed by the sensation of my legs leaving the ground. Oh, I open my eyes to find myself suspended in midair, a rope coiled snug around my arms and midsection holding me aloft like a fish on a hook. I kick out my legs, shake my shoulders, try to swing forward, but all in vain. but it's futile. Okay, something along those lines. All I do is knock the breath out of my lungs and tie myself out. Ah, good, you've come to. It wouldn't be good if my victims died while being unconscious. Orlum has his hands on his hips, grinning at me from ear to ear. Wouldn't want you to miss out all the fun. No, to wake up Sleeping Beauty. I glanced to my right to see Genzo in a similar predicament. Loops and loops of rope coiled all the way from his chest to his pelvis and holding him aloft a few feet above the ground. Orlum steps towards him, clapping his palms across his cheeks in reverberating slaps. Rise and shine, you overgrown lush. Genzo coughs, groans. Remind me to thank John for a lovely weekend. Orlum smirks. Yes, you ate very well, didn't you? They had a nice nap like the little piggy you are. Unfortunately, it's time for the little piggies to go to market. Genzo looks 10 shades of confused. He still seems out of it. I wonder if he has a hangover from all the wine he drank. Watching Orlum with his jaws slack and one eye cocked. He blinks, glances down at himself. Well, this is an interesting development. Yeah, interesting is a word. Genzo! I hiss. Sorry, Genzo! Genzo turns his head towards me almost lazily. Oh, Iggs, you're here too. What are you doing just hanging around? I can ask you that myself as well. What are you doing hanging around? Genzo, be serious. This isn't a goddamn joke. Orlum lets out a pelt of laughter. Genzo, serious? You couldn't be serious. So he couldn't be serious if his life depended on it, except maybe when tormenting me. You always took that pretty seriously, didn't you? He jabs his finger into the underside of Genzo's chin, cocking his head upwards. Oh God, is that what this is about? You butter I picked on you when we were kids? Genzo rolls his eyes. Get a life. Orlum's face goes pink, red, purple. I presume that was not the reaction that he wanted. Orlum would probably want Genzo to be like, oh, please let me go, King Orlum. I'll do anything. I'm so sorry for all the times I call you a butthead. Picked on? Picked on? You ruined me, Genzo Ichihara. He clenches his head. And you never even realized it, did you? Damn. We're whipping out the last names. I'm in big trouble now. Yeah, exactly. You know when you whip out the last name or you call someone by their proper first name, but it's professional. Shut up. Genzo just grins. Did I hurt you, little butt? Did you need me to powder and pat it and make it all better? Maybe... No, okay, I'm not saying that out loud. Maybe if you have a portal, your kid. Stop it! But Genzo's on a roll now. His eyes flash. Oh, don't tell me. This is about the time at after prom, isn't it? Holy darn, did you really think that? Orlum shrieks. He grabs a spear from one of the guards behind him and reels it back. I'm gonna muzzle that goddamn mouth of yours. He swings. And the flat side of the spear clocks Genzo right across the jaw. But guess what? That's not going to stop our dear friend Genzo. Genzo is our homie. Oh, blood flies from his mouth as a resounding crack echoes off the wall. Gosh. Wow, he even got black eye as well. Orlum lets the head of the spear drop to the ground. Red face, shoulders hovering. Genzo's quiet for a moment. He looks down, spits out a tooth. Pathetic. Can't even break a guy's jaw properly. He snickers, then coughs, sending trails of blood down his chin. You were pathetic then. You are pathetic now. You want to know why I picked on you? Because you're a pathetic excuse of a human being. Everybody hates you. You know that? Oh my God, you are going really heinous here, man. Even your parents hated you. That's why your dad... Okay. Oh dear, I'm not going to say the rest of those words out loud, but you get the drift. This is some really dark stuff. You are evidently guilt-tripping Orlum here, because they had a pathetic rat of a son. Oh gosh, Orlum wails. Psychological attacks. He brings his hands to his cheeks, clutching at his face, clawing at his eyes. The wail morphs into a scream, deep and heady, ripped straight from his lungs. Gosh. He reaches for a spear, reels it back, and hits him again, then slams it into Genzu's chin again. Then from the opposite side, again and again, Genzu's head wrenches back and forth with each subsequential crunch. Finally, Orlum crumbles. Oh gosh, he lets the spear fall from his hands, sink to his knees, his face in his palms. Genzu's face is a wreck. His jaw tilts awkwardly to one side, ooh, and blood wilts decorate his chin and cheeks. Another cough. This time he sends about a pint of blood to the ground, along with a handful of teeth. Ugh. I feel tears well up in my eyes, blowing my vision. Hey, you're not the one who's getting physical abuse here, but I suppose being a witness of it is not far off from feeling the pain of it, but you're not the one that's actually physically feeling the pain. Genzu, what are you doing? I say weakly. Genzu turns to look at me, and goddamn if that person doesn't actually smile. Oh gosh, he grins through the blood clots leaking out between his missing teeth. Trying to keep him from going after you. My face goes white, lips trembling. Are you trying to be some kind of guardian for us, Sven? You're going to take the blows? It's at that moment that Orlum begins to laugh. It starts as a tiny chuckle, barely even noticeable, then grows into a manic snicker that rocks his arms and shoulders. But then again, in this way, he is not getting his respect that he wants. This, in a way, is a defiance against his respect that he so wishes for, and if he continues to not get the respect that he wants, then maybe his kingdom will crumble, high-pitched and squeaking, almost like a rabid chipmunk. I don't have to put up with this. What am I doing? I'm going to kill you, then I'm going to eat you for tomorrow's breakfast. He pushed himself to his feet with a wobble, laughing so hard he has tears streaking down his cheeks. His eyes. There's something wrong with his eyes. Yeah, they're heinous. Dark and sunken and pupils impossibly small. Yep, because when you know the pupils go, you know that something bad is happening, and this is definitely what you'd call a horror game. He brings his hands to his cheeks, unable to contain himself, and twisted grins stretched practically to his ears. Tomorrow's menu is roasted pig on a spit. He dances over towards an iron crank with a panicked upward twist. I realized that the ropes were hanging on or connected to a system of overhead pulleys. Great. He twists the crank and pulls a set of levers on its handle, then ranges it backwards. Great, you are definitely out of your mind. Genzu's body rises up. Orlum pulls it to the right. Clank, clank, clank. Great, and now Genzu's moving to the left, coming to an abrupt stop right over the center of one of the boiling cauldrons, giving it some pre-flavoring of blood as a means of the main course. Sheesh. Damn. Genzu winces, wriggling uncomfortably as the hot steam envelops him. Orlum, stop. We can talk about this. Come on. My heart is racing. I pull and tug and kick out my legs. I kick out my legs in futile panic. This little piggy went to market. Orlum screeches with a peal of laughter. He leaps in glee and pulls back hard on the lever. I feel my heart drop as Genzu goes plunging into the cauldron. Genzu! There's a sickening splash, water spewing up and over the edge and onto the floor below. Somehow I feel that in Act 1 these aren't the real friends of ours, but the worst forms of them. Orlum wrenches the lever back almost immediately and Genzo is yanked back out. Oh my gosh, every inch of his exposed skin has turned pink and steam is rolling off his body. Orlum, he starts, his voice low and phlegmy and filled with a strange, deep-seated helplessness I've never heard from him before. This little piggy stayed home. Orlum jerks down on the lever again, and Genzo is sent flying back into the roiling water. So it's not completely... well, it must be completely boiling, but it's just taking a while. Oh gosh, when he's pulled out next, his body sags in innervation. That word. I can hear him struggling to breathe, throat gasping, chest rasping. His skin has turned a brilliant... I wouldn't call it brilliant. A brilliant shade of red. I need to do something. Anything. He's going to die. I twist my head from side to side, looking for something. Looking for anything. Taking in our surroundings. But there's nothing. It's just cauldron after cauldron after cauldron. Come on, Iggy. Think of something. And beyond those, Orlum and the battalion of rabbit guards. Goodness sakes. This little piggy had roast beef. I hear Orlum squeal. Then the telltale sound of the lever, followed by a giant splash. I don't even look this time. I don't have time to look. I have to figure something out. That's when I see it. The cauldrons. Either because it was a rush job or Orlum and his men had no idea what they're doing, they're actually pretty precariously structured. They're held up above their roaring fires by nothing but four wooden planks, one on each side, without any sort of additional support. If even one of those planks were taken away, then the rest will fall off. I don't have time to wonder if it'll work or not. Yeah, just do it. Just do that gut instinct feeling. I start swinging. There's a cauldron not far to my left, and with a little bit of momentum, I may, just may, be able to reach the closest plank. I hear Genzo get pulled out of the water. He gasps, sputters. His breathing sounds like it's being wrenched across sandpaper, like nails on a chalkboard. Further. I build up momentum. Swinging. Swinging. This little piggy had none. Another splash. Orlum and the rabbits are so focused on Genzo that they don't even notice my antics. Closer and closer. I reach my foot on the next swing over. I touch the plank. I can reach it. I just need more power. As one Jeremy Clarkson would say, power! One more swing. Two more swings. I'm going pretty fast now. It might be enough. It might be enough. I hear Orlum shriek again, the piercing laughter sending my heart into overdrive. This little piggy went wee 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 all the way home. Yeah, I'm going wee 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 all the way home, but a different way. I fly forward and kick with every ounce of strength I could possibly muster. My foot connects. There's a sharp snap and the plane goes spinning, spinning away from the cauldron. Everything suddenly goes very fast after this. There's a heavy groan from the cauldron as it tips forward. Then snap, 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 the additional weight breaks the other planks. And the cauldron falls onto the fire with a thundering crash and rolls forward, spilling out gallons and gallons of roiling, frothing muck across the floor and towards the group. Hey! Orlum screeches and jumps backward at the encroaching wave. His rabbit god follows suit, leaping back in fear. What are you doing, you idiots? Orlum yelps. You're wearing armor. Go stop him. Clean that up. But sir, the rabbit in front clutches at his spear. Iron is a highly effective conductor of heat. Walking in that boiling water would cook our feet like miniature kilns. Orlum clutches his hair in disbelief. You useless lagomorphs. I don't waste a second. I begin bouncing and kicking as hard as I possibly can. pulling and yanking and stretching the rope until with one forceful jerk it snaps and I go tumbling to the floor. I land with a splatter in the hot water and give out a breathy yelp. My arms and cheek burn with it. So hot it makes my eyes water. Damn. I can't let it stop me. I roll towards the pieces of wood scattered from the fire and still burning and smoking and slam my back straight into a particularly glowing remnant. Burn, 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 goddammit! I could smell the coils of the rope singeing. Feel the heat transferring through it and to my skin. I press down hard and begin wriggling, pushing out with my arms to snap the charred bits of rope the moment they become weak enough to break. It doesn't take long. With a jagged rip, the fibers of the outer ropes loosen, come apart, which is enough for me to snake my arms out of the bindings and frantically pull the rest off. Then onto my feet, taking only half a second to ascertain the situation before running towards the next closest cauldron and kicking up a plank pointed towards Autumn and the rabbits. It goes down with a heaving quake. I didn't know Iggy was this active, sending another wave of freshly boiled slop towards our captors. Autumn screams and stomps his feet. The rabbits back up even further. I think the rabbits prefer self-preservation over obeying their master. I topple one more cauldron, then race towards the cauldron beneath Genza and send it spinning too. I told you we're gonna rescue Genza at this point. I can feel my feet burning my soaking socks and shoes, but I pay them no mind, because my self-preservation and for my best friend comes before my own pain. My adrenaline seems to be masking the pain, at least for the time being, but when the adrenaline goes away, goodness sakes, you're going to be in for shock. I take advantage of this fact to kick at remaining fire beneath where Genzu's cauldron had sat, scatter the boils and stamping out the flames. Then I reach up, jump, and grab Genzu's shoulders. I let my full weight tug down on the rope and it separates with a snap. We fall to the floor with a giant smack. My head reens, but I push through him, already up, already tugging at the ropes clenched around Genzu's arms. Come on, man. Oh my gosh. He is what we call a lobster, but also he looks very unwell, sorry. Genzu? Genzu, buddy! You gotta wake up! Wake up! I yank away the ropes. Slap on his cheeks. Damn, he's all gold. His skin is a deep red and thick leather. Splotches decorate his neck, chin, and forehead. I feel myself sweating just in the seams spinning up and away from his body. Wake up, wake up, wake up! I can't carry you! Tears of frustration prick at my eyes. Finally, he lets out a cough. When he cracks open his eyelids, his eyes have gone white. Ix! He croaks. I can barely hear him. Do me a favor. I lean closer. What is it? Another cough. Could you poke me with a toothpick? Because I think I'm done. You... Damn. He's still smiling even at this moment. You're not done as well. I pull him up to a seat. He wobbles for a moment, but also he seems able to hold himself up. You've got to try to walk for me, okay? It's the only way out of here, and I'm not leaving you the goddamn behind. You saved me, and I'm saving you. I stand up, grab his hand, and pull him up beside me. He leans heavily against me. That's it, come on. I loop an arm around his back and begin to move, sloshing through the layer of water on the floor. It must be such a huge amount of, what do you call it? Such a reaction from the body because of the amount of hot water they've been exposed to and how hot it is. He managed to move his feet fast enough to keep up, but doesn't seem able to do much else. He's got about half his weight on my shoulders. Stop him! Stop him! Orlam's screech interrupts my thought. God damn it, god damn it, god damn it! My heart nearly leaps out of my chest. I gotta have to buy us some more time. I start from the stairs as fast as I can, making a beeline towards each cauldron along the way. 1, 2, 3, they go down, sending more and more boiling water onto the floor. I can't feel my feet anymore. My legs are screaming, my heart pounding. We've only got a few minutes at most. I can hear all of them screeching and yammering and batting at the rabbits with a handle of a spear. But the rabbits themselves still refuse to go into the steaming water because they know what will happen. Iggy goddamn Maxwell! I hear as I start up the steps, but I don't have the time to look, to check, to see if he's following yet. Up, up, up. I tug Genzu up the steps. I don't think I've ever held someone so tight in my entire life. My body screams with every step, but my ears are straining for any hint of those iron boots racing up the stairs after us. Don't focus on them. Focus on what's ahead of you. I finally tug Genzu out onto the landing. And just before we escape into the tunnel, I catch a glimpse of rabbits splashing through the water down below. Oh gosh. God damn it, god damn it, god damn it. I throw myself into the tunnel, willing, begging Genzu to move faster. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I can feel tears of frustration building up in my eyes. The tunnel ends and we fly out into the stairway, into the main hall. I'm gasping for breath by this point. I hoist Genzu back up on my shoulders when I feel him starting to slip and search for the door through the sweat leaking down to my eyes. Come on, Genzu, come on. Stay with me, buddy. I tug him towards the entrance, slam my hip against the door. Yeah, we need to get to the boat that led us here. It opens with a heavy creak, just enough for me to slip the two of us outside and out into the garden. So I suppose that gut feeling you had all this time was proven to be correct. Then I'm racing down the path, heart pounding in my eyes, huffing, puffing, groaning in terrified exasperation, past the moat, past the empty guardhouses. I can see the little town up ahead through a pink glimmer of sun on the horizon. No, no good. We've got to go a different way. That'll be the first place they go. So I tug Genzu off the path and away from the town, away from the castle, through the grass and towards the trees. My lungs are burning, my legs feel like jelly, but my determination is much more than the pain that I'm going through right now, and the cost of stopping right now would be worse off than if we didn't keep pursuing. But I push on. I have to push on. Genzu's slipping again, and his feet aren't keeping up as well as before. I have to keep pulling, keep tugging. I spy a creek up ahead, quiet, tranquil, and next to it, a large outcropping of boulders. I grip my teeth and power through the last stretch, not stopping until we made it out of sight behind the rocks. Yeah, that's a good idea. My knees give out the moment I stop moving, and I sink to the ground, taking Genzu with me. Goodness sakes, I can barely breathe. I lie there a moment, eyes closed, then check on Genzu, rolling him over and onto his back. His breath is strained and raspy, almost as though he's trying to breathe through a straw, and his eyes are just barely creaked open. Genzu? I wipe up the sweat on my forehead, cheeks, and neck. My heart is beating in my ears. So, Genzu was in a very similar life-threatening situation as we were also in a life-threatening situation. Genzu coughs. His face looks so awful I can hardly bear to look. Blank. Should have figured he'd find one last way to, I was supposed to say, bend me over. He pulls his lips up into a little half smile. Here I was hoping I could get a good look at you at least one last time. I bite down on my lip, staring at his clouded eyes. They're gazing vacantly up at the sky. Come on now, I can't lose you with that vacant look. Here, come on. Damn. I pulled his head into my lap because I don't know what else to do. Goodness sakes. Oh, damn. This is nice. The best pillow a guy could ask for. Oh dear, a lap pillow. I slide his hat off his head. It leaves miniature blistered divots across his forehead. I think with the heat, you should take that hat off incredibly gently. I wince and try to soothe down his hair. The twinge of guilt in my diaphragm, whatever you want to call it, I don't know how to pronounce that word, curling and twisting and eats away at my insides. I blink, and the Genzo in front of me is suddenly much younger. Even as hard as I've tried to block it from my mind, the memory still feels fresh, almost like it happened yesterday. Thunder rattles the wind pane next to the bed, shaking the house, shaking up through my gut, my ribs, my heart. I clench the blanket to my chin, breath fast and hot, and heavy. You scared, Eggs? Genzu's next to me. Genzu was always sleeping over at my house. We'd play video games, gorge on snacks and pizza, and stay up until past midnight just talking and talking about crap, even all the way up until junior high. I could always act like a kid with him. I don't respond. Instead, I just chew on the edge of the blanket, staring up at the ceiling. It's louder this time. Lightning flashing across the window and lighting up the whole room. I tense, unwittingly giving off a little moan as I try to shrink deeper into the bed sheets. Don't worry, I got you. Just come into the safe, warm bosom of my arms. I'm not sure he knows what the word bosom actually means, but I'm not in the mood to chastise him for it. I let him curl around me, and in the heat of the moment, even snuggle up just a bit against his chest. I don't even know why I'm making this voice so morbid. I'm too scared to worry about how it looks. Another boom. But this one doesn't make my heart jump quite as much, for in the moment I am in the comfort of my best friend. I take a deep breath and close my eyes, willing myself to sleep. That's when I feel it. A poke down anywhere. The poke against my stomach. I feel Genzu freeze against me. He sucks in his breath. What do? Pretend I don't feel anything? Pull away? But then he'd know that I know. But he already knows that I know. There's no way I wouldn't feel that poke. I'm starting to sweat more, and not because of the lightning. I'm feeling weird, uncomfortable. I don't know how to explain this bone. Cold. A cold chill working its way down through my spine and out across my arms and legs. I'm shaking, and I can't stop. Genzu? I heard something out in the hallway. The hallway? Genzu's voice speaks. Yeah, could you go check? Sure, of course. Yeah. He pulls away, sits up, and I see him take a moment to collect himself, just sitting there on the side of the bed. Finally, he stands up. I'm gonna go check for you. Thanks. I'm still shaking, but the feeling is starting to leave, the tightness in my chest loosening. Genzu's darkened form walks towards the other side of the room, and I hear the click of the door opening. He steps out into the hall. He's gone a long time. And the flash comes again. Another window rattling thunderclap sends me back beneath the covers. Then I hear it. A thud from outside, followed by a yelp and a series of sharp cracks on the stairs. Genzu? I'm out of bed in an instant, dashing for the door, my thin pajamas fluttering. I grope for the light in the hall, and when I turn it on, I see Genzu lying at the bottom of the stairs, unmoving. Genzu! No, 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 no. Each no falls in time with my footsteps racing down the stairs, but when I stumble down next to him, he's already out cold, blood leaking out his ears, his nose, dribbling from his mouth. What the? He spent a week in the hospital after that, and they said he'd be fine. Just fine. Perfectly fine. A month later, his sight had begun to... Oh my. So, whatever occurred in that house at that thundery night, the doctor said he'll be perfectly fine. But after that incident, and it could either be one or two things. Number one, Genzu might have fallen down the steps, but then wouldn't there be even more noise if that were to occur? Or number two, somebody else must have been in the house that caused Genzu to start losing his sight. And this incident is why in the real world, Genzu has lost his sight. This explains it. This explains Genzu's loss of eyesight. Whoops, we should have caught that. Tears prick at my eyes as I look down at Genzu now. How had everything come to this? I wipe up the snot leaking down my nose and let out a quivering breath. I need to do something. Find a way to help him. But how? And from where? It's not like he can walk anymore. Then do I leave him behind? No, that is not an option. Maybe I could follow the creek. Surely it should lead somewhere. Another town, or maybe somewhere further from Orlam and his guards. I scoot Genzu's head gently off my legs and down onto his hat to give him some cushion, then rise to my knees. I'm going to go find someone, okay? Okay. I'll bring someone back who can help you. We need to get you a doctor. To a doctor. Okay. I'm just going to follow this creek. There's got to be some place along it. Even a little village or something. Okay. I chomp down on the inside of my cheek. Ah, that's the line again. The inside of the cheek. Genzu's just lying there, not even trying to look in my general direction. Well, what are you waiting for? Get going. He coughs. Yeah. I reach for his hand, clasping it in my own and giving it a squeeze. I wouldn't squeeze a hand that has literally just been within the radiation of the sun. I'll be back. Okay. Then I take off, staggering my way alongside the creek and further into the trees. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy says pork time is now. This little piggy is gonna go bye-bye. I trudge further and further into the woods, following the creek, following its winding path through the trees, through the brush, over the rocks and pebbles, the silt and clay, I stumble, fall, press on, press forward, fast forward. I'm not going to fast forward. There's no fast forward button. Rewind? No, there's not even that. If only I could rewind this. Rewind everything. Back to my apartment, safe and sound. Back to the barbecue, everyone alive and well. What is all this? Why is this happening? I can't feel my feet at this point. I can't feel much of anything at this point. I think the adrenaline is starting to go. Forward! Forward. Follow the sound of the water. Follow it to salvation. Follow it to judgment. The trees are thicker now, darker. Sun peeking in through dappled patterns on the current. And the air. The air feels cold. Almost like I'm being watched. Yep. I turn around, check the path behind me. My God, but there's nothing. No one. Just a damp chill in the back of my neck, cutting like a leech beneath my collar and sending pinpricks of unease down my spine. It's completely still, save for a small object hanging from one of the trees up ahead. It sways ever so slightly, twisting on its string. Yawning there, sorry. I approach it carefully, senses keen, cup it in my hands. Oh, a dinosaurus. Doll? Its button eyes stare up at me, and its cotton body sits limply in my palms. Is this someone we know? I let it go and watch it swing back to its original position, hanging from its neck as though dropped from the gallows. It twirls, dances, eyes pointed skyward. There's another one up ahead. I want to move towards it, spot another, and another, and another one, and another one, and another one. What? Oh my God, everywhere. Oh, dearie me. Gosh. Is this some kind of inclination towards another character of sorts? You know, all of these hanging dolls being a representation of something? Because that would be incredibly creepy if that were the case. I spin around. They're everywhere. Hanging from every tree. Bodies limp. Eyes lifeless. Sweat forms along my hairline, tracing my temples. My heart. Something feels like it's twisting my heart. An unbearable sadness. As well, I'll never be happy again. I need to get out of here. I begin walking again. Faster. I'm practically jogging now. Every second, I can feel that pain stabbing at my heart. That hollow emptiness expanding inside of me. But why is this scene causing you so much pain? I swat at branches and leaves, stumble over rocks on the ground. I feel like I'm falling through a bottomless hole, and everything around me is black. My foot hits a large stone angled upward and away from the creek. I hear the dirt shoulder futtering and face full of grass. But more than that, the weight is gone. All the claws of sadness have receded from my heart. I blink, push myself upward. It's lighter too. I've reached some sort of clearing. Oh, it's a house of sort. It looks like a witch's cottage though. And in the center of the clearing is a small cottage, smoke curling from its chimney. There's someone here? Now I push myself all the way up to my feet, looking around. I wonder if one of our fellow friends lives here, because it's all kind of isolated. Someone's chopping wood behind the cottage. Someone's here. Someone who might be able to help us. I start forward, limping at first, then pushing through the pain in my feet and rushing forward with as much strength as I can muster. I round the corner of the cottage, then stop. My eyes go wide. Ooh, who could this be beginning with B? The woman. Oh, Bucks! It's Bucks who this is. The woman at the chopping block stills, rises to her full height. Bucks! I finally say, voice cracking. She doesn't turn around. Doesn't move either. Just stands there, axe in her hand, facing the trees. Bucks, it's me! It's Iggy! I take a step forward. I knew we'd find you here. I knew it all along. Oh, she turns. Her face is blank. Indifferent. She doesn't even blink. I swallow the sentence I was about to say. She looks dreadful. Look from her to the chopping block to the cottage. Bucks? What are you doing here? My voice trembles. Did you open the door to Wonderland? Where's Sadie, Bucks? I didn't open the door, Iggy. Bucks says slowly, heavily. We all know adults like us can't open the door. So the child? Then a smile. Small at first, then grown into a delightful moon-shaped curve. You didn't murder your own child, did you? She opened the door for me. Yep, your child did. My throat grows tight. What do you mean? She wouldn't stop crying, Iggy. Crying and screaming and whining and screeching. I couldn't take it anymore. It was driving me crazy. I take a step back. Bucks, what did you do? I stopped her from crying. In a rather permanent way, I imagine, but also from any kind of noise imitating from her. My blood runs cold. I can't move. I can't breathe. And now look at me. It's wonderful, Iggy. Listen to that silence. Nothing and no one to bother me. Then her gaze snaps back up to me. At least there wasn't. Her face darkens. Why are you here? Did Hunar send you? He sent you, didn't he? Bucks? Uh-oh. Oh dear. Looks like she wants to murder us. You're here to make me go back there, aren't you? To take all of this away from me. Oh dear. No, Bucks, I would never. Uh-oh, you're muttering something. I'm not going back. Uh-oh. The axe is swinging upwards. I'll kill you before you can take me back. Uh-oh. We narrowly dodged that. Oh, there's a fence. Bucks, stop. Uh-oh. Oh gosh, we are running, and Bucks is right behind us. This is some kind of anime sequence. Oh, and we've fallen over. And oh, well, that's one of the legs gone. It hurts. Oh dear, now we're gonna crawl like a zombie. And an arm. Dang, it hurts. And damn. Left armless, right legless. What have we done to deserve this? Damn. Why are you doing this to us, Bucks? We're your best friends. What's driven you to this insanity? I really wanted to find you. Now you're doing this to us? One of Genzo's gonna come to save us. Oh, whoa. Okay, so you managed to swave her off. Oh. Oh dear. Looks like you done goofed, but at the same time you saved yourself, if you can call it that. So yeah, that was quite the sequence, wasn't it? But bloody hell, you got your left arm chopped off and your right leg chopped off. Oh gosh, you're starting to lose consciousness because of blood loss. I'll lie there. Lie there and breathe. looking up at the sky. Everything looks so gold. Iggy. Oh, my breath catches, and a cough, hack, tremors running through my body. What do you want, Iggy? So gold. So goddamn gold. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? What do I? I don't know what I want. Maybe we've yet to make our wish. I don't. I do. Because lying there, looking up into that endless cold sky is really powerful, in which it's just a few lines imitating Iggy's emotions right now. I've realized something. The single thread connecting all of my friends' miseries that have ruined their lives. Do you think it's because of you, Iggy? It's not you, Iggy. How is that the case? I let out a shudder breath. It's so obvious. All of it. I raised my hand. Raised it towards that expanse of gold. I wish. The tears have returned. They're flowing freely now, tracing cloudy rivers through the dirt and scratches on my cheeks. What the hell? You say I wish I never existed. And you're fading. No, Iggy! You can't do this to yourself, man. You can't do this to yourself. No, you're giving me tears. But look at all that. Genzo. Orlum. Oh, sorry, not Orlum. I've forgotten her name now. Gidget. Okay, this is Orlum. This is your versions of events. This is not you envisaging this. This is Genzu. Not even anyone in that bed. Damn, Iggy, is this what you really think? Because they don't want you to not exist at all. Damn, Iggy. You can't make a grown man cry. Why do you wish this? Do you really think you're the cause of all their pain? Now it's just a splatter of blood. Yeah, that's gonna be. I was thinking they're gonna be gone as well. What goes from here? This is 4 other acts. Like, how does the game even develop from there? Like, what's Act 2 gonna be? Just everyone else besides Iggy? Damn. That kind of got me. You know? Thinking that you're somehow the main catalyst towards somebody else's pain, or a group of people's pain. Especially when, like, a very tightly knitted group of friends like them. Like, that's really damp in a way, man. Poor Iggy. I mean, he did some heinous things towards them. He kind of coerced Gidget into not pursuing a life of programming. He enabled well, not enabled, but he somehow caused a spark in Genzu to then push away Orlum. And for all of them, he wouldn't be worrying about such a worry what about Iggy. But again with Iggy, no way, I'm thinking about Bucks because Iggy was trying to reaffirm Bucks that the marriage would be something that you wouldn't regret if you keep sticking at. But that's just one side of the story. Like, what about everyone else? Like, what's their alterations of Iggy's perspective? Because this is just from one person. This is not from everyone at all. This is just from one individual within this scenario. I'm woken the next morning to the sound of Mrs. Dornish rolling her trash bin down the drive. Oh, wait, really? That was all just a dream. It was all just a dream. There must be something stuck in one of the wheels because with each rotation the bin lurches upwards and smacks heavily against the pavement. Roll, roll and smack. Roll, roll and smack. I tense. Wait for the sound of something to drop. And only just question why I would do something like that when the sound of something hollow bouncing on the concrete interrupts my rolling. I hear her stop. Pick whatever it is up. Then toss it back inside the bin. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. I lie there for a moment, brows furrowed against my closed eyes, but ultimately shake it off. So ultimately it was just a dream. So, waking up. Still in Act 1? Not too sure now, but I think I'm done for the day. I'm got a lot to say about that because looking for the credits, I'm still feeling the same that I did when it came to the whole, like, this is just one perspective of an entire, like, group of perspectives within the friend group. Like, this is Iggy's perspective. I wonder what will come next. Like, we'll be getting other people's perspective of other points within the Wonderland. I'm not too sure. But this is still Act 1, so I'm not too sure how much there is left of Act 1. I'll push on. My room. Yes, this is my room. The same as it is every morning. And yet somehow, it feels like I haven't seen it in a long, long time. I chew on the inside of my cheek again, letting the strange feeling of disconnection wash over me as I take in the blankets, the far wall, the open bedroom door, then reach over for my glasses on the bedside table and lob them across my nose. I wander off towards the kitchen to start the coffee pot. Maybe I really did drink too much yesterday. It's making my head all weird. You could call it a hangover if you could say that. Once the coffee is percolating, I empty the last of my chocolate rice snappers into a bowl and take it to, like, soup. Okay, sorry about that. I pause a moment, mid-slurp, to look around again. Why does it feel so strange? Why does the morning sun, shining in at that exact angle, send a chill down my spine and butterflies through my belly? I shake my head. I don't have time for this. I finish up the snappers and head for the bathroom. I look awful, but then again, when don't I? I hook a finger around the corner of my mouth and pull up my lip back to observe the damage to my back filling. Yep, still about to ooh, yes. Still need to get those wisdom teeth looked at. I attack them with the toothbrush instead, washing away the chocolate and rinsing out my mouth. Once finished, I splash 3 good-sized handfuls of water onto my face, hoping to wash away the quailing feeling of disquiet while I'm at it. Before pulling away, I rub at my throat, half expected to find bruises beneath my eyes, like my ears. But of course there's nothing. And I've no idea why I have bruises on my throat in the first place. Maybe because somebody hacked at you with an axe in another timeline. I glare at myself in the mirror for even entertaining such a thought. The coffee is ready by the time I step back out, ready to start the day, so I grab a mug and make for my usual post at the desk. I open my usual programs, start my usual tones. I certainly wouldn't be able to ask for any extensions due to odd detachments from reality, so I'm just going to have to focus. And here we are again. 3 cups of coffee, 1 granola bar, and 2 readjustments of my legs later, and I've reached my groove. I nod my head to the music as my fingers dance sporadic rhythms across the keys. And here we are again. Oh, we got a phone call. Is this about Bucks? I'm so focused I don't even notice my phone buzzing until it's about to switch over to voicemail. Don't you dare slap the coffee, just like last time. The green phone icon catches my eye. It's Huna. I instinctively... You did it again, didn't you? Yeah, you did it again. Why did you do it again? Only for the tips of my knuckles to graze the handle of my coffee cup. Sending it, and the last few sips of my cold coffee towards the carpet. Or maybe our best friend this time is not Genzu. Every nerve in my body reacts at once. I leap from my chair to grab it, only to jerk my headphone cord out of its jack in the process and promptly blast for dance. Worthy beats of electro swing throughout the entire apartment. This about sends my heart into overdrive, and with a panicked twist I reach back for who knows what at this point. But my flying hand hits the back of a chair and my feet pretzel beneath me and we both go down. My head hits the soggy carpet just as my phone gives off one last zealous buzz, vibrating itself straight off the desk and onto my chest. Yeah. I pick it up just as it bleeps to tell me I have a new message. For goodness sakes, Huna, why did you have to... I stop. How do I know it's Huna? I finally look at the phone and sure enough his name's on the caller ID. Weird. And weirder still, because I don't think he's ever called me before. I click the music off and jab the red dial button, balancing the phone between my ear and shoulder as I set to blotting the carpet with paper towel wads. The phone rings twice, then connects. Hey, sorry I missed your call, what's up? The paper towels are soaked by this point. But the sound that comes through the receiver isn't what I expected. Sobs. Hurried sniffles. A cough. Huna, he's crying. Icky. I pause in my carpet cleaning ministrations. You know what's wrong? A pause. Then, is it Bucks? This time triggers another cough from Huna. She's gone, Iggy. I don't know where or what. What happened? I woke up this morning and she was gone. There was no note. Nothing. This starts a fresh wave of sobs. Iggy, she took Sadie. Both of them. They're just gone. I've called, and I've called. I silently fall back onto my rear end. This all feels too familiar. Yes. I shake my head trying to collect my thoughts. You sure you didn't say anything last night? Or what about an appointment? Anything in the calendar? Maybe you just forgot. Huna's voice shakes. There's nothing. I would have known, and besides, the car is still in the garage. Say he's gone on foot. He pauses and I can hear him swallow. Iggy, I'm scared. You haven't heard from her, have you? Or did she say anything last night? Oh wait, why is my monitor gone off there? I run a hand through my hair. Let's see, I'm just gonna test something. Don't know why my computer's acting up. I haven't heard from her since last night. She seemed normal, I guess. I don't know. Nothing stood out to me. She wouldn't stop crying, Iggy. I spin around. That voice, it sounded so real. I've already reached out to everyone else. No one's heard from her. I hear Huna sniff through the phone. It's been hours now. I don't know what to do. I rub at my face, my eyes, trying to stay focused on Huna. It's... You know, Bucks, it's probably she just forgot to tell you about something. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Yeah, perfectly reasonable for taking a baby as well. Another sniff. The line is quiet for a moment. Then, soft as a whisper. Yeah. It'll be fine, okay? Just keep trying her. Yeah. The line goes dead. I blink. Una? There was no response. He must have hung up. I just sit there a moment, staring at the far wall. My chest feels strangely tight, and that tingling sensation of disquietude gnawing at the base of my neck is growing, branching out like an electric spider web on my skin. I push myself back to my feet and carry the soggy paper towel wads to the trash can in the kitchen. They fall atop an empty fruit snack box with a wet thwub. And as I watch the dribbles of coffee descend across the mouths of the sharks decorating its front like the blood of their latest kill, something pings in my head. I need to do something. Do something? Do what? Maybe I can change things. Change what? I groan and bring my hands to my face, clutching at my eyes. I'm about ready to give myself a good smack. My gaze falls on my phone. I should call someone. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Call someone. See if I can figure out what the hell's going on. I snatch a small metal rectangle off the floor and slump down in my work chair, bringing up my contacts. Call someone. Call who? It's like I've got a lot of choices. Yeah, call Genzu. Yeah, we've got a whole lot of choices. I scroll down to Genzu's name list. He seems like the safest bet, I guess. I'm still not sure why I need to call him, or anyone to be honest. But if I'm going to go out of my way to force myself into social interaction, it might as well be with someone who doesn't care how awkward I am. I press the call button. The phone rings. Rings again. When it rings for a third time, I'm just about giving up, until the ring cuts off mid-bleep and a somewhat out-of-breath Genzu belts loudly into the receiver. Iggy! I wince and pull the phone away from my ear. God damn it, Iggs! Is there blood rain from the sky? Are the mountains trembling? The moon must be about to fall in if you're calling me. Very funny. So what's up? What do you need your best power in the universe for on this fine morning? Did you... Only suddenly I hear a rustling on my phone, followed by Genzu's muffled voice shouting at someone. I said in the back room. You think I can't hear you from over there? Then closed her back into the receiver. Jesus! Everything alright over there? Asked with a chuckle. Hey, a bit of a madhouse if you couldn't tell. New batch of parts coming in. Got an order I'm getting ready for pickup this afternoon. Already had 2 drop-offs this morning. Dang, I won't keep you then. There wasn't anything important, just a random urge to call, I guess. Jesus sakes, don't hype yourself up too much there. People will start asking you to run for president. Another rustle. He seems to have moved the phone to his opposite ear. Tell you what, you come down to the shop, we'll have a proper combo, beers and everything, as soon as I'm done with this order. But I stop myself. It's one of the usual excuse I give whenever anyone asks me to do anything. I close my eyes for a moment and take a breath. You know what? Sure, I'll be over in a bit. Oh, diggity damn. I hear over the receiver before what sounds like the phone falling to the ground and a string of curse words. Yeah, a string of curse words. Here we go. This is what I'm glad I've waited this long. For Arc 2 to appear. And we are definitely going to be ending off here, folks. So, in Arc 1, it was the occurrence that Bucks forced Sadai, their baby, to open up the portal to Wonderland. That was how the characters managed to get within the realm itself. Now, the only one that wasn't in there was Bucks' other half, which I keep forgetting their name. Apologies for that. But they ran us, and they were very, very emotional. I keep forgetting people's names. I stuck with names both with games and in real life. It's a universal thing. Unless I see their name on the screen a lot of the time, I'm not going to be able to remember their names. So, 2 things we learned from this episode. Sadai was somehow coerced into opening Wonderland. for all of our characters to then stumble into, but it required blood in order to do so. But when we initially opened it, all of us had blood that we used in order to open it up. But in this occurrence, it was only Sadai that was the only one that was an infant and must have drew blood in some way. So it had to be that it wasn't just a bit of blood, it was permanently gone from existence by Bucks. And I imagine that axe that Bucks used to slice up us up, was also the means in which Bucks dealt with Sadai. Like, Bucks eventually just had enough of Sadai and just wiped the baby out of existence, which is a very, very heinous thing to do, and something that definitely is equivalent to putting you in prison. To say that. Murder of another life that is your own species, or anything that we resemble of close importance, like a pet or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Arc 1 of Our Wonderland. I'm going to give this game a little break and come back for Arc 2 Part 1 in the next time. Let me know what is your favourite moment of Arc 1. Personally, there have been a lot of very intense moments within Arc 1, but it's gonna go into more topics which are sensitive and more things which are gonna make us laugh, and this tale so far has given me both a scare and a laugh, and that's something that I really love when reading these visual novels, is that not only is the story delivered through the text, but it's also delivered through the visuals of the environments in which you are reading that text on. It's not just words you see on the screen, but it's also the environment in which you're based in. Like, there are a lot of things in Act 1 that I miss out on. Like, a lot of choices I made enabled us to move forward rather than dying. And, I think it was in part 2, I took the advice of someone to go left on that path rather than go right. Going left meant death. And the only other time that we had death was when we chose the wrong choice, when Gidget was trying to perform an operation on us, let's per se. But it was an unwanted one, and something that we didn't want anyways to be done. So thank you, Gidget, for trying to do that. We really, really appreciated your goodwill gesture. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next time of Our Wonderland. I'll be returning at some point in like early to mid-June. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everyone.